Folks, we have an update, so we have testing to do. And this week we have cracking. No, my fat ass didn't hit the floor too hard. Shut up. We have a cracking unit, steam cracker. And it comes in 4 different flavors. You have steel, Invar, titanium, and tungsten carbide. I will obviously be making the steel one. So we're going to need 4 double Invar plates, a robust steel machine casing, 2 pipes, and a double copper plate. For the Invar, it is triple Invar, same everything else, except for, well, obviously an Invar. Titanium uses quadruple and all titanium. Apparently the copper plate changes on this one as well. So quintuple. Yeah, so for the first time, the copper plate on the bottom actually changes. That's new. Alright, so the steam cracker. Hi, pufferfish. The steam cracker, it's kind of strange when you compare it to GT5. For anybody that's played GT5, you still have all your normal things coming out here. Diesel, no cracking available for diesel. Kerosene, no cracking available for it. Fuel and petrol, same thing. But propane, we have cracking. Good morning, Greg. Oh, happy birthday, pufferfish. How old are you? Alright, so steam cracking, we have 2 things. Propane and butane. That's it. That's it. Nothing else. That's all you get. And you get propylene, hydrogen, methane, and ethylene out of them. So, as I was saying, in GT5, you could crack everything down. In here, you're only cracking butane and methane, or butane and propane, at least for now. I have no idea what Greg plans. Propylene, you can burn, and it'll give you 960 GU out of 5 liters of it. Ethylene you can burn, which will give you 1344 GU out of 7 units of it. So ethylene burns really good. So we need to check this out. So apparently steam cracking is 16 heat units, and takes 64 ticks. It does 100 liters at a time, and it looks like you're mostly getting ethylene out of it, with a little bit of methane, a little bit of hydrogen, and a little bit of propylene. You need to be at least 13 to use the internet. Let's see. Propane breaks down to 19 to 27 and 42. Alright. So, let me read a bit here about steam cracking. Steam cracking of propane and butane into other materials soon going to be needed for making plastic. So the 4,000 plastic dust I have out there, yeah, that's going to change soon. Let's see. Yeah, that's all it says. So we need to get that built today. which since it takes steam, that means we're going to have to supply it with a boiler to give it steam. So let's go on over here to the shop and let's get us one made. We got steel in here. No. Where'd I put all my steel at? And let's see. We have a burning box with liquid chrome, dense burning box, solid invar. Probably wouldn't be a bad idea. Alright, so first off, we want to make the cracking unit. So we need double invar times 4, and then we need the steel. I don't think I have any rods. Nope. Alright, let's get some rods made up here. Alright, so there's my 4 double plates. Now I'm going to need 12. I need to turn those. There we go. This thing get done. Hi, unspeakable. How's it going? Alright, well, I'm waiting on this to get done. There's new text in here from Greg about the EU, and they're fucking around with copyright bullshit again. Let's see. Greg has added a small block of text in his game plans about how he imagines the world gen for the game. He fixed the treated wood plank in the bath consuming 0 creosote. I didn't even notice that had happened. Those are the regular steel plates. I need the other ones. What am I doing? There we go. And let's go ahead and take the pipes over here and make them over here. We need oh, that's large. I want normal. There we go. Normal pipes. And there we go. That started. By the way, we did the mining and music the other night, and I've got that stuff processing up there to use up some of my gases, which I'm going to be not using up as much anymore because I'm going to be breaking them down now. But needed to get them used up so I had some actual fuel. Because right now I don't have a whole lot of fuel. I have mainly just gases. Yeah, do those. And hopefully I got some copper over here. By the way, for anybody that didn't notice it, Greg has now got a turbine and burning fuel tooltip at the bottom. I hadn't noticed it until now. Greg says it's been there for a little while. So I missed it. I really wish he'd get the actual turbines in because, man, those look like much better uses for our fuel. Alright, double copper plate. Just thinking of all of the fuel I've been wasting here. I could be using it in a turbine. Dun, dun. Need that. Those. A wrench on top. And there we go. We have that taken care of. Now this is going to give me 64 heat units a tick. I'm thinking, let's look at how much steam we're going to need for this. That must be where I seen it, Greg, when I said something about the flammable thing. It must have been when I seen it as the glass tube that I was having my wondering why there was or wasn't. Alright, so 1,000 liters of steam, and I need that in 64 ticks. So I'm guessing I'm probably going to want another lead boiler for this. So I'm guessing I'm not going to need much faster than that. I'm going to have to do a little testing and play around with it to figure out exactly which one I'm going to need. Let's see. We're probably going to just let's go ahead and just test this out here. Make sure we're away from anything flammable. Let's go ahead and make a solid Invar burning box. And we'll see how that works. Alright, so we'll just put this here, that on top of it, and let's look here. So it's going to take energy in from the bottom, obviously, which is heat units. Items in the top automatically, or the left, which there is no items to go in. No items to go out, which would be right and back. Fluids go in the top and the left. The left being the automatic, so we want to put the steam in the top. And then the fluids out through the right. Alright. So let's go get some lead. We'll start out with a lead boiler. Speaking of lead boilers, I'll show this to you guys. Bauxite, when you're putting it in the autoclave, will now give out distilled water rather than regular water. So that means that this setup that I have back here where the water is going in here to process is going to have to change. So let me look at this again real quick. Alright, so we're going to get the aluminite out. That goes in a bath with water or distilled water. So we'll still have the water coming out that we'll need to process it down. But is it a different amount than it was before? Let's make sure there's actually enough there. Alright, so one is going to give you 3.225, and you're going to get 2 out of it. So those, you're going to need 4 of them, and you're going to need 6. So yeah, you're still going to get just a little bit of extra distilled water out. So we only changed it from regular water to distilled water. So I actually had the water going in, and any excess will be voided. So now I'm going to change it around so the excess will go into the return pipe rather than be voided. It'll still be used in the processing there. Might actually be better to switch it over to regular water, but I'm still going to use it for processing just so it's a somewhat closed system there. Oh yeah, I was getting lead. Forgot about that. Hi Lorenz, how's it going this morning? Alright, there's 10 of them. Hey, that's only 9. You can't count, dumbass. And let's go ahead and get 16 copper out here. And we're going to go cook all this up. Oh, and somebody remind me, I need to check something before we leave here today. I had a complaint about a pipe losing stuff, and I just noticed when I looked at mine earlier that it definitely looks like I might be losing some as well. I thought he was out of his mind when he asked. So, I definitely want to check it out. Actually, I think I'm going to go set it up the way I have figured out that I'm going to test it as soon as I get done pouring this here. Alright, let's go ahead and drop the copper in, because copper and lead won't mix. And get the rest of this out of here. And we can get that hammered up. I still ain't got this daggone thing done. We actually need that for testing today, so let's go ahead and get one made. Need some more steel. Let's go grab some iron and some graphite. Let's see. 25, 50, 75, 100. That's 200. And let's see. 64, 128, 196, 200. Shut that off. And put in graphite. And put in the iron. And light that bad boy up. Alright, let's get this copper out of here. Is there steel in there? No, just Damascus. Okay. Alright, let me go get this set up while that cools off a little bit. So, I want about 6 of these. And these 2 drums, which are both empty. Alright, so the complaint that we had is CO2 gas coming out of the burning mixer over there for making titanium is actually losing 0.001 units or 1 liter randomly. And as you can see, I've got about 4 short there. So I want to test it and see. Both of us that are having the issue use rubber pipes, which can handle gases. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to have this go into there. And I'm going to have it put it into this one up here at the side. And then I'm going to have it go out the bottom. I need 2 more. And back in to the side of this one. So it basically should just keep doing a loop back and forth. Let's see. Will and will. Alright. And then when I get all done with everything else today, I'll go back and see if I still have the same amount. Yes. It seems like it's right now I'm 4 liters short. Ultima's the one that originally noticed it. And he says it's just randomly losing 1 liter. So I think it's just probably 1 as well. I just know currently I'm 4 short. But I've been keeping an eye on it when I process stuff, and it seems like I get the right amount occasionally. So it would have to be a strange thing here. So I've got none in here. So let's put some rutile in here. Let's just grab 4 of them here. Let's put that in there. Let this run. And let's see what happens here. So, there it goes. It should be coming over here. Okay, so the first amount went. And am I out of power? Ah, I'm out of power. Yeah, we can fix that. No, I do not ever break rubber pipes in my setup. My rubber pipes are always staying where they are. This setup is made specifically so the CO2 comes over and goes in here. It does not ever get broke. Now, I don't actually have a closed setup. Anything else that puts off CO2 will also, so I can't use that as a determining factor of if it's that or not. That's why I'm doing the other test, where I'm just letting them go around and around and around. Then I will be able to tell more clearly if it is or if it isn't. Where in the hell? I put my magnifying glass when we went somewhere the other day. I dropped my magnifying glass off, and now I can't remember where I put it. Morning, Crazy. And hi, E-Ray. How's it going today? Let's see, did I happen to drop it in one of these boxes I haven't put away yet? Alright, so we're making a new one for now. I'm sure I'll find it eventually. I always do. One more place I'm going to check real quick. Oh, yep, that's where it's at. And look, there's this double steel plates I needed. Freaking figures. Alright, so let's get this done while we're here. And then we need to galvanize this, which the galvanizing station was moved. So let's go over there. Let that run a second. Alright, so that one's empty. That one's empty. Everything is in the pipes here. So let's go ahead and shut that one off so it won't go out. We'll check and see how much it's got in it at the moment. It's got 996, which is what it should have. Alright, we'll let it go around a little bit more. And we got some power, so we'll turn this back on. And it's got 291. I don't know how that thing supposedly stayed lit when it was shut off. Alright, so we'll come back and we'll check this and see how much it has left in it when it gets done. Let's go ahead and go get, oh yeah, I gotta get my casing here. Is this thing done yet? Poop me out of casing already, would you? Takes forever for this bath to get done. Alright, throw that in there for right now. I need to get the electrum pipes made. Forgot about that part. Trying to make an ore dictionary filter. I made the electrum up the other day. I never got back around to getting this done. Take a look and see. And see, this time, perfect. It made it, it used it, nothing lost. So, I don't know if it's like when the server goes down, or how that one little leader is coming up missing. But occasionally it does seem to. But I won't complain about it until I can actually see it happen. That's why I made that other setup. Because I'll just leave it sit there, and when I see it happen, then I can let Greg know why and when. There we go. There's a filter I'm looking for. Pop that out of there. Alright, you come here. That is just what I was looking for. Alright, so now we need to get lead in here. Make the lead boiler. And we're going to make a second Invar burning box, which will be solid as well. Alright, so we're going to do this back here. About right there. And we're going to need 1, 2, 3, 4 pipes. And I'm also going to need some distilled water. This should be empty. Let that build for a second. Let's grab some coal coke here. So that'll give me less output to deal with. There we go. And we can just use one of these small copper pipes to input the distilled water. There we go. This one has butane already in it. Let's go down and see if we can get some more butane for it. There we go, that's plenty. And this is going to automatically pull from right here on the left. So there we go, we got butane. Now we need to get pipes for the steam, which we will use bronze for that. 4 should be plenty. There's some sulfur in there. It burns. Alright. Go get this hooked up. There we go. Now we just need to get that started up. Let's get 2 of these. Plop them down underneath these. And we'll just use about 8 of them for the moment. Get that started. And we'll let it get heated up and get the steam put in. Get us an initial start up there, and then we'll mess with it. Yes, I'm on PC, and the mod we're checking out is GregTech 6. Alright, so another thing while we're waiting on that is I didn't notice it, but Greg did put the crop harvester from IC2 into the boxinator here, or the compressor. Same price for either one, so you can now make it. You just got to make 3 of the crop matrons and you can have a crop harvester. So no more need to make the IC2 Classic compressor to get the crop harvester now. Let's see. Get any steam in here yet? Nope, still going up. Alright, so let's go back to the changelog where we're waiting on this. Filter block we're going to check out in a minute. Recipe for seafoam we'll check out here in a second. He changed and quadrupled the fuel value of natural gas and methane. Note that he divided the amount of methane from biomass in a fermenter by 4 as well. So you're not going to get the same amount of methane, but it's going to burn for the same amount of time as it used to, just with different value now. So it's 4 times better, but you're going to get 4 times less from biomass now. Alright, so it is actually going over because he put a very small amount on there. A very small tank. Alright, so there we go. It's a moving. And this thing is still going up. So with that very small tank, this is going to be very difficult to do. I'm probably actually going to try it out with a smaller burning box to see if I can get it to still heat, but much slower. Because of that having such a small amount of a small tank there, we might even have to go smaller than lead. Problem is there isn't a smaller boiler than lead. That is the smallest amount you can get is 32. But I should be able to put like a, let's see, wait a minute, there isn't a smaller burning box, is there? Yeah, there isn't a smaller burning box. 16 is the lowest. So yeah, that's gonna make this a little interesting to try to run the first one. And I have to be very careful with it. Alright, looks like it finally stopped running. So it's definitely going to take some setup there. Alright, so ethylene burns at 192. Methane is now burning at 307. Hydrogen burns at 8. And propylene will burn at 192 versus burning the butane at 384. So these burn for less heat units per liter than the butane does. Let's see here. Let's actually look at the recipe. So you're going to put 100 liters in. You're going to get 78, 87, 92, 95. So you're going to put 100 liters in. You're going to get 95 out. Let's see here. I'm going to add all these together here. So 192 times 78 is 14,976. Trying to find the freaking memory on this damn thing. I don't see it on this calculator. Alright. Come on. Alright, y'all get this in chat for the moment. 1490. Wait a minute. 14,976. Next one is going to be 307 times 9. No idea if I'm doing this right, but we're going to try it. And then that's heat units per liter, so yeah, that's right. That would be 40. So I don't have to multiply that one. 192 times 3. 576 plus 40 plus 2763 plus 14,976. So you're going to get a total of 18355 out. And if we do this one, which is 384 by 100, which would be 384 and 2 zeros, so minus 18,355 is going to be a loss of 20,000 heat units you're going to lose if you crack it down. But since you're going to have to do this for plastic, it doesn't matter, because it's the plastic part that matters, not the actual burning of it. Alright, so let's pop that in there and turn that off. And let's go ahead and take a look at the filter. So for anybody that doesn't know, this is the same thing as the cover. I used these a long time ago. I haven't used them in quite a while. Now that these covers here have come out, I haven't needed to use these as much. This one is an OR dictionary, which means if I put this in there, it's going to filter any plates that come through it are going to come out. That's all it's going to let come out is plates. But with this new change he made, we can now use a screwdriver on it, and it's now blacklist filter instead of whitelist filter. So that is how they changed. I'm actually going to be using this on this here, because the output of the malachite is a purified and tiny pile of copper. And I want the copper to actually go into the system here, where I want the purified to come downstairs to get ran through the vitriol over here. So I'm going to use it for that express purpose, that this will come out, the filter block will go in, and then I can put it so it will only output what I want, which actually I just screwed that up. I actually need that on there, but I want it back. Put it here for now. Put that in there, and then I will have it take only tiny dust through there. Everything else will come out the other one. So if I take this and I set it on here, now that's going to give it only tiny dust can go through that filter and go that direction. Everything else will have to go a different direction, which means I'll take that pipe and give it to a box, which means I won't need that front filter on there anymore. So that's what he changed with the filter. Next is seafoam. He changed the recipe for seafoam plus scaffold equals IC2 reinforced stone is now in the dryer instead of the bath. which I do believe had to be iron scaffold. So iron scaffold, seafoam, gives reinforced stone in a dryer now. So if you need your reinforced stone from IC2, experimental or classic, this is how you can get it. So it's not going to be in a bath any longer, only in the dryer. Another change that he made is, where did it go? Oh, seafoam fluid can now be made into blocks by first foaming it with air in the injector and then drying it. So if we look at seafoam here, in an injector, doesn't matter what air it is, and you will get the blue fresh seafoam or whatever color, and then that can be put into the dryer, and that'll give you the regular seafoam. So then you can place it, instead of making it in the world, you can just make it and place it like any other block. Let's see. Anything else? Oh, and crates now filled by the Boxinator contain 64 dust, ingots, place, gems, etc. instead of 16, unless you use metal chunks or small piles of dust. The old crates that do have 16 will continue to exist in a slightly renamed way and be somewhat available as loot in certain places like they did before. He added the 64 crates instead of changing the 16s because there's an obvious exploitation loophole people could cheat with, even just by accident, and because he didn't want to make certain loot even more ridiculous. The wooden crates themselves stay as is. This is just a buff to make them more significant. So your empty crate here, let NEI catch up for a second. There we go. There we go, Boxinator. So now 64 plates, empty crate, and you get a crate of them, which can be unboxed and give you the empty crate and then back. So if you have lots and lots of things that need to be stored, and you don't want to, you want to place them in a world or in a chest, and you don't want to have so many of them sitting around, now you can crate them up and there'll be a stack per, instead of 16 like they were before, which I have to admit was kind of annoying. Actually gives me a little bit of a reason to use them now, because before in only 16 it kind of stunk, so I like that change. And let's go ahead and check this again and see how it's doing. Yeah, it still hasn't lost any. So it isn't the pipe itself that's losing it. It's got to be something else that's making that 1 liter disappear randomly. Now I get to try to figure out exactly what in the hell that was. So I do believe that's going to be it for today, unless Greg thinks of something I missed. Don't believe it did. But that is going to be it. And I'm sure me and Junior will be back later with something else. Since I didn't find anything that needs to be tweaked, unless Greg has found something or has something else he needs to change, the release will probably be today. If not tomorrow, you can always get it off of Greg's website. Just for anybody that doesn't already have it, it's in the comments below, but there it is. You can also, we will have a link for it in mod releases as soon as I get aware that it is out in GregTech Help. So, keep an eye out for that. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know. I will do the best I can to answer them. And if I can't answer them, then I will go and bug Greg and try to get an answer from him about it. So, with that being said, have a good one, take it easy, and I will see you later.